Kvicha Kvaratskhelia to United blow. There's a story that was dropped earlier this week that Man United is interested in Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, and talks were really ongoing, and looks like they had obviously gotten to know that that Kvicha Kvaratskhelia had gone ahead to obviously fail to obviously accept the new contract that the side of Napoli were obviously offering to the player. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. This is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is concerned, and continue to subscribe because we want to hit 20,100 subscribers, and let's obviously spread the love in here. Now, how do we start? And the story was reported by Rudy Galetti, and he's one of those people that really gets stories right, and I'm like, let me obviously do the needful. And he told us that Manchester United and Napoli have talked in recent days about a potential swap for Marcus Rashford and Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Now, this is really very hard because teams that are interested in Marcus Rashford are really increasing, and teams of high profile have gone ahead to join the queue. Barcelona, Arsenal, Juventus, AC Milan, Borussia Dortmund have come up and obviously shown huge intention of obviously signing Marcus Rashford, and this really makes the deal of Kvicha Kvaratskhelia to Man United very hard, because if you are to read through what Fabrizio has talked about and how much Napoli will value this player, the player is valued like 80 million euros, and looks like they don't want any swap. All they want is to get in money and obviously sign in players that they want. And by the way, Napoli might be one of those teams that is really very blessed to obviously sell two players during the January transfer window, right? And say to it that they get in hundreds of millions from the sale of these players. Now, I've already told you that why I've always gone ahead to really like Kvaratskhelia is he's a player that we are really missing, that club of Manchester United. I tell you, you can play him as a number 10 alongside Bruno Fernandes or Amad Diallo, and will get you what you want. That is it. He's a very swift player, fast, he's hard, and his skill set is really great. He can really score goals, and you'll never really fault him for energy and commitment at the club. His age, 23 years of age. On the 12th of next month, he's going to be making 24 years of age. That is the prime age, or that is the age bracket that United wants to get in players at. Now, when you look at last season, 34 games, 11 goals and 6 assists. Those are 17 goal involvements. This season, 17 games, 5 goals and 3 assists. And it means he's not really playing and he's not feeling at home while playing for this side. Meaning that the player has said no to the side of Napoli. And when you look at his contract situation, that's what really shows us that they need to obviously act quick, because his contract expires in June 2027. And if they are to get in money, they're supposed to sell him in the January transfer window, or sign him, or really sell him in the summer, and all they want is 80 million euros. But there is a team that has going to obviously come in and obviously show huge intent to obviously get this deal done and dusted. And what's that team called? That team is known as PSG, and they're really showing huge intent to sign the player. And when Fabrizio Romano speaks, you just get to know that there is something important happening that we don't need to obviously miss out on. And Fabrizio Romano has come up and obviously told us the following. This was around, this was on the 9th of January. He told us that more on Paris Saint-Germain, not really. Let's start here. Kvaratskhelia story. PSG and Napoli are in direct contact as PSG step up efforts to make it happen now. open to offering players including Skriniar plus cash in the deal. It now depends on Napoli decision. That's what Fabrizio told us. Then Kvicha Kvaratskhelia has definitely opened doors to January exit. PSG on it. Paris Saint-Germain favorites and in direct contact with Napoli as revealed yesterday. Package around 80 million euros discussed, while Kvaratskhelia's camp in talks with PSG over personal terms progressing well. So it shows you that Kvaratskhelia looks like he's on the move to PSG. Then he added and told us that Kvaratskhelia has definitely opened doors to exit, January exit. All right. Then Napoli's formal request for Kvaratskhelia remains around 80 million euros package. Direct negotiations. Direct negotiations with PSG are ongoing as revealed today. Talks underway. Kvaratskelia's camp discussing terms and conditions as PSG as they're offering over times for his current salary at Napoli. And this is where you obviously come up and obviously understand that we can't get this player. I cannot see Ineos spend get 80 million euros and obviously getting this player. And Marcus Rashford himself, I don't think he can opt to go to Napoli when there are teams like Barcelona, AC Milan, Juventus that are really showing huge interest in him. That means we should look elsewhere. And our January transfer window is really very, very, very slow. And if I told you are Manchester United, there are things that you should be looking at and obviously understanding that we shouldn't be going through this because our manager needs players. And if this manager doesn't get the players that he wants, especially in those three positions that I'm going to talk about, we are really doomed to fail. We need a midfielder who is like an Ugarte-like, maybe an Ederson, to come in through and obviously put in a very good shift in there. Then we need a number 10 central attacking midfielder, and we need a left wing back. Dalot is improving in the previous 2-3 games. You've gonna obviously appreciate his efforts of putting in cutbacks, and if all went well when you're playing against Liverpool, he would have gonna obviously get in like 2 or 3 assists into that game. That is Diego Dalot for you. So if United cannot really have Kvicha Kvaratskhelia into that team to obviously elevate our creativity, then the manager is really set to fail. And as things stand, unless otherwise we move on a player, we are not gonna really get in a player. Meaning that Rashford cannot go to a team that is not willing to give us some money, maybe in loan fees, and maybe reduce his salary. That is it. So that's where things are really getting in bad. But all in all, I note it that we are missing out on a good player. If United was a good team and really willing to compete, and the board was like, let's go in and compete, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia alone, coming in through the Premier League, he can obviously create lots of chances and create United or give United the chance to obviously compete or really compete into better positions. But the board is like, we can't go in for a player who is that much, and they're waiting for options. And which options are we still left with? I'll be here to watch and see how things are really going to be panning out. But Kvicha Kvaratskhelia to United transfer blow has been confirmed because Napoli are really in advanced talks to obviously get in Kvicha Kvaratskhelia down there. So I don't know what your thoughts are about this deal of Kvaratskhelia. Did you ever see it happen? Or it's Ineos that is not really letting these things happen? Because if they need to either have to sell to buy, they would have already gone ahead to make a decision at the beginning of this year. Like in the first 2-3 days, some player would have already gone ahead to leave the club of Manchester United. Or if not, they would have gone ahead to sell this player during the December month. Because you remember how Liverpool went ahead and got the deal of Cody Gakpo done and dusted in December. You remember that very well? So it shows you that a lot can really happen in here. So I sign out for now. See you later. Kvaratskhelia to United blow has been confirmed. Looks like the player is going to be going to PSG. Though, when I saw Fabrizio do his last story about this deal, he told us that this Kvaratskhelia denying the contract of Napoli has come up and obviously alerted other teams, and they're really calling in and they're like, is it true that you people really are viable? So never say never. A lot can happen in there for you. I sign out for now. See you later. Bye bye.